Hello, everybody, to another episode of Moto In Depth, another episode, another video, whatever you want to call it. But today we're going to be looking at the 450 motocross outlook. We got a lot to look at. We've got a fun stat to start off with. We'll talk about some guys that are either not all the way healthy, aren't here anymore, aren't racing in the Motocross Championship. We'll talk about the big three, which consists of Ferrandis, Chase, and Mr. Jetson Lawrence. We'll talk about the rest of the field. We'll talk about some injuries, and yeah, let's hop right into it. Let's have some fun. Let's talk. First things first, I want to start off with this Steve Matthes stat. 15 of the top 20 riders from last season. So top 20 Motocross 450 guys from last season, only 15 of them are 15 of them are either not healthy, not close to being healthy, or not racing. So 15 out of last year's top 20 riders in this motocross championship are either hurt, not racing, or aren't close to 100%. That is crazy to me. It's just bizarre to think about how many injuries we've gone through during Death Cross, as Phil Nicoletti has been seen quoted or has said. It's hilarious. Another thing I want to talk about, though, another guy I do want to talk about that unfortunately will not be racing this season in the Motocross Championship is Ken Roczen. I don't know what's up with his hyperextension with his knee or anything. I think that he is gonna be okay for World Supercross, which starts I think early or late July, so he should be okay there. But yeah, I mean, we're looking at a guy that was just putting together a great Supercross campaign in the second half there, and I mean, we're really looking forward to him. At least I was in motocross. I'm like, dude, this guy can actually win a race or two, and it would have been really fun to see him. I think he could have, competed for a top 5 spot in this 450 championship. But unfortunately, we're not going to have Kenny. He's going to go race World Supercross. He's not racing motocross. Super unfortunate. Which I was really excited to see how he can kind of come out and lay a statement down on all these young guys here. But Kenny not racing motocross. Next thing we're going to talk about is obviously the big three. We've got Dylan Ferrandis, we got Chase Sexton, we got Jetson Lawrence, which is going to be interesting to see how these three clash. They're all different. I think Chase's top end speed's insane. Ferrandis can have that top end speed with an aggressive hinge or whatever. He's not the greatest starter. At least he's not known for being the greatest starter. Didn't have some of he's had a lot of good ride behind come from behind rides, and I think that Dylan Ferrandis is just as much as a competitor in this as Jetson Lawrence is, who's getting a lot of hype right now to beat Chase. But I think Chase Sexton is the favorite to win. I think that I'm not going to spoil too much about what I think on the championship and whatever, but we're going to do another predictions episode predicting 250 outdoors and predicting 450 outdoors because I think that would be quite fun. But Dylan Ferrandis, Jetson Lawrence, and Chase Sexton will probably be your top three. I don't think that we'll see either, Ferrandis' injury or whatnot. I think he's had one complete season in the 450 class, and that was the year he won the outdoor championship. He came back last year for a little bit of time. He looked okay. He wasn't incredible, especially with those starts, but he had good speed. He looked really good at times, but other than that, his finishes weren't anything off the charts. Or it's like, wow, yeah, this guy can and could have won this championship if he was healthy from the start. I don't think we're quite on that level with Ferrandis last year, and I don't think he's going to start this year that hot. But down the stretch, I think we'll see some of these guys build confidence, build results, build themselves up, build some name value again, and we'll see some of the top competitors go at it. Jet is obviously a competitor. He's been on the 450, I think, since Daytona, he said. And he's been really, 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 really good at improving over time, and he said that he's only gotten faster, and he's had no like setback days or anything like that. So Jet is definitely scary if he's going to get faster, but we haven't seen him ride fast on that 250 recently. It's been all about maintaining that lead, catching, a third of a second a lap. It wasn't anything crazy, and when we see him go crazy you could see some bad things happen and whatnot. So we'll see how Jet kind of stacks up. We'll see how his starts are. We'll see how he kind of is at midseason. Then we'll have a full read on him for this rookie season. Headed into 450s, he should be a very exciting story. But I think Chase Sexton overall just is the best rider out there for now. You could say that headed in, and Ferrandis just stacks behind both these guys for me. If I had to guess for the first round, I think Ferrandis will be that third, fourth, can fall into the fifth, seventh spot, somewhere around there. But Ferrandis definitely is tough enough to last the championship, go down the stretch if he has no unfortunate injuries or anything. And I think those three are definitely some headliners and some big names to talk about as the season goes on. And then the rest of the guys, as far as Aaron Plessinger, Adam Cianciarulo, Bam Bam, Jason Anderson, I think all of them are definitely contenders for that fourth spot, all of them, all four of them, but Bam Bam probably not, thanks to injuries. But I think that those are kind of your fourth guys. I think Kenny would have been at the top of this list for me, considering, if he was kind of in the Motocross Championship still, obviously. But we have Aaron Plessinger still, who can string along some motos, can have that one in a blue moon moto where he goes out and either wins top three or beats some guys straight up that you're like, there's no way this just happened. Adam Cianciarulo, same thing. He's had a shoulder issue, which kind of makes him fade late motos, and we saw that in Supercross, but apparently the whoops was a big one on that. He's had some stem cell procedures done, and Adam Cianciarulo should be pretty good. I think that he's a little underrated right now. I'm a big fan of his Unplugged podcast. That is also super fun and intriguing. Bam Bam, Justin Barsha. Just overall, after that Supercross, you can't count him out, especially after that East Rutherford win. And then Jason Anderson, who was clearly that next guy under Sexton and Tomac last year. In the last half of the season, or last few rounds, whatever it was, Jason Anderson was clearly just the next best guy. And if he can really put that together, he can be that fourth guy and perhaps even run up there with a Ferrandis or something. If Ferrandis, doesn't get a great start, maybe Jason Anderson does. Ferrandis passes him, he latches on to Ferrandis, gets going, finds some surge of energy, whatever it is, and can go. So I like the range of AP, AC, and Jason Anderson. I think that those three are definitely, one of those will be the lock for the fourth, fifth guys, and I think that the rest includes Bam Bam. I don't know if Craig's going to be back anytime soon. Malcolm Stewart's racing. He said that mid Supercross or mid Motocross season he should be targeting to be back. And Bam Bam, I don't know if he'll be racing number one, anything like that, round number one in Paula or anything like that. But Bam Bam should definitely be on people's radar once he is actually there. I don't know, missing out on a lot of races can hurt you, even if it's just like the first four or whatever races can hurt you. Not only in the championship, but in the races alone. You're losing all the race experience these guys have gained. You're losing, the pace pretty much. These leaders have a sense of what it takes to win now, and so you're kind of sticking to that, and you're racing every single week and what you have to do to battle for these wins, and Bam Bam just won't be in there for that. So a little unfortunate. He'll probably lose pace if he misses a few rounds in the beginning. Same with Malcolm, same with Craig, and I think that Malcolm, Craig, and Bam Bam are kind of just your set. I don't know where they stand, and once they come back from their injuries, I don't know if Craig will come back from his injury. Bam Bam, I don't know how late he'll join in, and Malcolm, he's targeting towards middle of that motocross season to come back at enough points for the Super Motocross Championship, and whatnot. So good stuff from these guys and their injuries. Hopefully they'll be back and good. Another talking point is Cooper Webb and his injury. He said he is all cleared for round one, probably hopping back on the bike. I think that he's a little underrated. We saw in his 250 days, he was probably one of the best outdoor riders year to year. I can't say year to year. One of the years, he was probably the best out there, at a lot of speed, and his racecraft was still good back then on that Yamaha. So it was super fun to kind of go back and look at him kind of battle with Jeffrey Hurlings in North Carolina, or I think it was North. It could have been South Carolina. But just a lot to look forward to with Webb. A lot of unknown expectations. He can definitely go in with the rest of APAC and Jason Anderson. He's a good starter at times. I feel like we see him kind of have one of those, like 1 every 3 or 4 motos, he'll pop out and have a really good start, maybe lead or lock into a top 3 spot while everything kind of settles down, and then he'll start to get passed by those guys that maybe started 8th, 7th, like 12th, like just something like that. But I really am looking forward to watching him ride after what he has done last outdoor season, where he actually took it off and ended up riding just all around for fun again, and that was really fun to see from Webb and kind of hear about. Was okay, he's really enjoying the sport again, and maybe he learned a little something or two last year while he was on his time off and just racing for fun. I think that he'll like outdoors again. I don't think that he'll be resenting it as much. I don't think he'll look at it as a chore, but maybe these first couple rounds after such a big injury, good to know that he is medically cleared and okay. Should be a fun watch for the first couple or few rounds, and then the championship will really start to be solidified around that round 4 or 5 area, if I had to guess. And then we're going to see kind of some repetitive finishes in the last half of the season and whatnot. So this 250 class is probably the one to look out for, but the 450s can always come up and surprise you, and that's what they're here for. So that'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you guys have any ideas for me, if you guys want me to talk on anything, let me know in the comments down below. I'm more than willing to listen to your guys' ideas. Other than that, make sure to consider leaving a like and subscribing if you guys did enjoy. That'll be all for me. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.